Do you find English native speakers difficult to understand? Today I'm going to explain why you find it difficult and how to solve this problem. Hello everyone and welcome back on my channel. The inspiration for this video came from you because a comment I receive quite frequently is, why are you so clear to understand? Why your English is easier to catch? Or also, I can't understand native speakers, but when you speak, I can understand the different words. So first of all, I'm super glad for these comments. Very happy that you can understand me and you choose to follow me or watch my videos because of this. There are different variables, different reasons. First of all, I am an English teacher. And it's not about the title, it's not about the job, the fact that every day I interact with people who actually struggle with this language, people who are learning this language. So I'm used to speaking slowly, clearly, and I also try to pause more often. My language doesn't sound maybe too natural, but I still try to communicate at a speed which is not too fast, not too unrealistic. Being a teacher also makes me understand what some possible problems can be. So I try to prevent these problems. I try to do something to avoid making and creating problems. When I was training to become a teacher, at first I spoke too fast. You can see the panic in a student's eyes because everyone is like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't understand, which is completely normal. So I try to adapt my speed and I try to adapt the way I speak to the camera and to my students. Another reason is that I try to make my language not too complex, and it doesn't mean I use too simple sentences. It means that I try to articulate in a way which is not overcomplicated. Whenever I use more complicated expressions or phrases or words, I always put on the bottom of the screen the explanation. So you can also learn some vocabulary and you can follow what I'm talking about. Another thing I frequently do is repeat the concepts and the sentences, maybe in different ways. So you maybe don't understand in one way and you can understand in the other. And it is very useful for language learners. You also probably clicked on this video or you read the title, so you kind of know what to expect. It's not a random audio or a random person on the street stopping you and asking for information. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem, it's me. It's me. You maybe know this channel or you decided to watch this video, knowing the topic, getting to know the context. And if you follow me, you can also watch more videos of mine and you can start getting to know me. So I'm not a complete stranger. You get used to my sounds, you can get used to my accent, to my speech, you can get used to how I express myself. So yeah, some elements that can influence the spoken language. There are so many. Listening and reading. These skills are called passive. This is because you get different inputs, you get the language from outside. So there's someone speaking, there's someone singing, or somebody wrote something and you are reading the words. When we read, it's kind of easy because if the text is grammatically correct, there are no spelling mistakes, and the punctuation is clear, it's quite easy to follow a text. But if you're listening to somebody, speech can be more complicated. The possible factors are accent. When we study English, we study standard English. We study this type of English. This is one type of accent, and this is the one which is commonly taught in schools and in courses. So when we study one aspect of the English language. We study one aspect of the English conversation and speaking process, because this is the received pronunciation. But English is a language which is spoken in so many different countries as a first language or as a second language. So the accents are numerous. And you can also imagine non-native speakers speaking the language. So the accent, for example, Italian accent, Polish accent, and there are many different accents. So that has an influence. When I was at university, I had a professor who had a very strong accent. And the first lessons I struggled a lot because I could not understand exactly what he was saying. And you get used to it. It's a habit. When you speak or listen or write or you engage with a language, it's like exercising. It's not from 0 to 100. You need to take time. You need to process it. You need to get used to it. It's a habit that you need to form, and it's not easy. Another problem with spoken English is especially connected speech. So for example, when I speak, I don't do it too frequently because, for example, there are words like do you want? Do you want? A native speaker would probably say do you want? Do you want? Do you want? And if you are not used to it, if you are learning a language, it can be so challenging and so hard. And the way I practiced and solved this problem was watching TV shows and movies with English subtitles. And the reason why it is useful is because when I listen to native speakers creating connected speech and I can read the words, I say, okay, this is the pattern. What do you want? What do you want? I don't know. I read the subtitles and I can match it and link it to the spoken part, and my brain creates this connection. So when you hear it, even in a normal day conversation, you can see those subtitles, you can remember those were the words, and it becomes easier. And sometimes we forget that learning a language is not only a mechanical process, and it not only requires everyday practice, it's also a matter of emotions, feelings, and how you approach a language. If you are nervous, if you get caught by surprise, you're walking down the street. Even in my situation, when I am, for example, in Rome, and I hear somebody who stops me and asks for information in English, I get caught by surprise and I need to take some seconds to actually elaborate an answer because I'm caught off guard. I do not expect that. So there's the element of surprise, there is the element of being nervous, there is the element of anxiety, the element of being afraid of making mistakes. Feeling stressed and feeling anxious does not help our brain when we want to learn a language. So there are very different aspects. When somebody speaks, there can be any kind of interference. There can be low volume. Maybe you get influenced by some words you know and you underestimate a part of the sentence. So I truly believe the best way to avoid these kind of problems is, first of all, trying to accept the fact that we are going to make a mistake and it's absolutely okay. And it's okay to say, oh, I've made a mistake. I need to correct that. I need to change the way I phrased that sentence. The moment you stop neglecting your mistakes and you start taking them as part of the process and a positive part of the process, it becomes easier. Another thing that really helped me, as I told you, are TV shows, original content, native speakers actually talking and writing and communicating. It can help a lot. You can get to know so many different phrases and also so many different words and expressions and slang, for example. Another element is definitely to try and have fun during the process. Maybe trying to find out about engaging content we enjoy, stuff that we actually want to have a look at and we don't feel as a chore, as something we don't want to do. And also being aware of connected speech, accents, being aware of some more linguistic situations and issues. It can help you. You can start on the right foot If you know that, okay, this person has a different accent, or this person is, for example, American, so this person won't say lift, but elevator, not biscuit, but cookie. If I know about slang, being curious about the language, being aware of some forms and some rules can truly help a lot. And I truly hope that this video was helpful for you. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this and what is your biggest problem with English listening. I can't wait to read your comments and your experiences. Thank you again, and I will see you soon with a new video.